Hey YouTube. Alright, today is going to be the first of the informational videos on Airsoft by me. Today it applies to M4s, particularly the stocks. It should work for most M4s, but this is just my example of a JG M4S system. The question being asked is, if my stock is wobbly, how do I tighten it to make it less wobbly? It's a pretty common thing to have your stock be wobbly. Over time, the vibration of the gearbox will loosen up the screw in there, so it's going to happen sooner or later. Okay, first thing you need to do is you need to take your stock off. To do this, you have to pull back on the lever that you use to extend and retract your stock. This is the actual stock. This is the buffer tube. The stock is what is hitting your shoulder and what most people refer to. This whole assembly here is what most people refer to as the stock, but I like to think of it the other way. Okay, so once you got your stock taken off, you're going to need this, an Allen key. I'm not entirely sure of the size of this, but it seems like the size that most Allen screws are on airsoft guns, so try to find the one that fits in your house. Okay, now on the buffer tube you have a little Allen screw right at the end of it. Alright, right here. Now you're going to take your Allen screw. Sorry if you can't see this, but you're going to take your Allen key, and loosen that up. That time the screw cooperated and stayed on the Allen key. Alright. So once you get that off, next thing you're going to have to do is take this little cover off. Now that you have the Allen screw off, just pops off. That will just cover, this just covers up the buffer tube so you cannot get to the screw. It's just a pain in the ass. Alright, so inside the buffer tube, connected to the gearbox, right in the middle of that little black dot, is a Phillips head screw. Now what you're going to have to do is take a really long screwdriver, stick it in the buffer tube. I probably can't get it without looking. Oh my gosh, I did. And if your stock is wobbly, you tighten it. I'm going to loosen it up just so I can give you guys an idea of what a wobbly stock will sound like. Alright. Now this is what you will hear and see if your stock becomes wobbly. The buffer tube will start moving around. You'll hear metal parts inside flinging. That's just a giant washer, as I want to call it, that protects the gearbox from the screw if it strips. So, to remedy this, you do the opposite. But once you get the screwdriver in there, a pretty straightforward operation. Now, you have to make sure you have your screw, your cover, your Allen key, and your stock. Alright, so you put your cover back on. Running out of damn battery on the camera. I like to start the screw with my fingers and then finish it up with the Allen key. You don't really have to hold the cover there. Just let it go and it will find its spot. Alright. So to put the stock back on, pull the lever out again, slide it on, wait for that click, and there you go.